Quality management is another really difficult topic. What we're going to know is maybe we get questions like describe, explain, or outline a quality management strategy to optimize the operation system, or exact same question, just change the wording. Quality management strategy to improve efficiency and or effectiveness. And then all we might get asked to do is discuss, evaluate, or analyze these strategies in either case. Evaluate the pros and cons of how they optimize operations, or in other words, how they improve efficiency or effectiveness. We've got a lot of strategies to remember. Here's our operation system. How does it make us more efficient and effective? And the course specifies all of these. And in this case, we're looking at quality control, quality assurance, and total quality management. So my advice would be these two here are really easy to talk about. If you get a choice and it says you pick a quality management strategy, I think you pick these two. This is really useful, total quality management. It's a real good real life thing to know, but it is so difficult to explain because it is so big. So I would avoid that one unless it specifically asks about it. What are we talking about? Well, you need to be able to describe each strategy. So let's start with quality control. We set some standards of quality before we start, and then we do a series of quality checks at different stages of productions. We are looking for faulty or defective units, or maybe ones that we can still sell, but they're just not up to scratch. Once we find a fault, we then find the cause and fix it. So we don't need to check every single unit. We're just going to check maybe one in every 1,000. So quality assurance is a bit different. So up here, we're checking for quality issues after we start production. Here, we're going to try and build quality into the system before we start using these ISO standards. What does that mean? It means we determine the quality standards of production of the product and of the production process, how we should train employees, where we're going to check. We design all this before we even start making the product. Then we turn these into policies and procedures that people must follow. And the business then follows these standards throughout the operation system. So before we even make one unit, we're taking a lot of time to get things right in terms of quality. And then we've got sort of the father of all of them, which is total quality management. It's got 4 sort of key principles to it, which combines the previous two. We've got number 1, Kaizen, that Japanese word for continuous improvement. We get into quality circles, groups of workers who meet regularly to figure out how can we improve something even just a fraction of a second. It all adds up. So we saw Toyota just coming up with little things, 2-second savings here and there adds up to a continuously improving operation system. We can also have a customer focus. There's an external customer. Every business has got that. They buy the final product. But in TQM, we recognize there's internal customers. Every person in the business has another employee that relies on them to do their job. We've got to figure out who that person is and meet their needs. We've got defect prevention. That's where we're going to use quality assurance and quality control to get rid of defects before production occurs. And lastly, universal responsibility. We might not have a quality department, but even if we do, quality is the responsibility of everybody in the business. So really useful topic, but so hard to explain. What about the discussing of it, the evaluating advantages and disadvantages? How do they improve efficiency and effectiveness? But also, what are the disadvantages? Well, the quality control, we're going to have fewer wastes and defects. We can work faster because we know we're making fewer mistakes. The system doesn't shut down as often. And therefore, we're wasting less material, so that decreases our costs. All improvements to efficiency. In terms of effectiveness, we're making a better quality product because we're fit, and we're going to have high customer satisfaction because we're finding mistakes before they reach the customer. Disadvantage is it's reactive. We're finding mistakes after they happen, so we've still got a lot of waste and costs. Waste and cost in terms of reworking things, and also limited quality sampling. Even if we test 1 in 1,000, but we sell 1 million products, that's not a great, we're not going to find all the mistakes. Quality assurance, we're going to have the exact same improvements to efficiency. In terms of effectiveness, it's a little more better quality because it's proactive. We're not finding mistakes after they happen. And therefore, this is a marketing tool. You see businesses advertise that they are ISO certified. It's a really good marketing tool to get more customers. But it's really expensive and it takes a lot of time. Also, we still do use quality checks. We're still using quality control, which is a bit reactive. And then we've got total quality management. We are going to eliminate all our mistakes here, not just get rid of, a few. We're going to eliminate all of them. We've then got constant improvements in speed, so we're going to work faster. We're always finding ways to work faster. And maximum efficiency between workers. Everyone identifies who their internal customer is. How can I do my job better to make it easy for the next person? We're getting more efficient. Effectiveness, we're going to meet customer needs better because we're designing high quality products and finding ways to make them better. And we're always getting better. We're always constantly improving, and therefore we prevent any defective units. However, the disadvantage is it's a whole cultural shift. This takes years to implement, which takes up time, resources, and money. Might require a whole cultural shift, and there's a really long-term focus. It's not something you can implement overnight.